Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing pack 12, which is stages 45 to 48 of the IXO Collection's release of Build the Renault Alpine. I do actually have box 13 here as well, and I've kept that over there. I'll do that next week. The reason I've split them up is hot on the tails of the R2-D2 yesterday, where we put all of those electrics in. Today we're going to be doing pretty much the same on the Renault Alpine because we've got all the electrics to put in for this stage as well. There's 4 stages in this one. Not quite sure how difficult it's going to be in those last 2 stages. We'll have to see. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description there. You can get this all the way from pack 1. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, here's the magazine. Remember, the magazine is in French, so I'm relying on pictures. They do have the English instructions online. So the first section we're putting in is a few more details into the engine section and on the rear of the vehicle there. So that's what we're going to be doing in stage 45. Just showing you what that looks like. So at the end of it, it looks just like that. So here is stage 45 here. Let's just get that open and get everything out. So we're going to take the first detail and put the cap on top here. There is 2 caps that come in this one. So if one doesn't fit, try the second cap that I've got here. And as you can see, that one fits a lot better in place like that. I'm going to get the AP screws out now because these are needed to attach this to the engine compartment of the car. And bringing the car over here, this is basically going to be sitting into that position there. And it's held in with an AP screw just for the underside. Probably best to turn it on its side like that to get that in. Perfect. Now at the back section of the car where the battery is, you see we've got this little tab here. This is where this detail is going to go. So that's going to be held in with an SM screw. I've got that loaded up here. Probably best to put that through the hole first. So it comes out a little bit at the bottom. That will help you line it up onto where it goes and then screw that into place. We then just have to take the top here, looking like that. That's going to go over the top here. And I'm going to hold that in with a KP screw, very thin screw this one, which again looks like that. That's going to hold both of those pieces together. And then to hide that screw, I've got that other cap that I mentioned right at the start. That's just going to go into the top here, like that. All we've got then are these green brackets to put in place. If I just spin this around, you can see where these are going to go just on this side here. They're going to go in there. And they kind of sit in just like that. I'm going to put them both in so you can see exactly as how they're orientated. I'm going to hold them in place with some QM screws. Again, all the screws you need in this pack do come in it. This is a very tiny screw, this one. And just screw these in like this. Not too tight, just enough to hold it in because you don't want to break that plastic detail. You might want to use, like I didn't then, just a tiny bit of oil because you are going into metal. It'll just make your life a lot easier, as you can see there. Perfect. That is all there is to do in that stage. So we've got the battery box coming in the next stage, where again we're going to put some details on that battery box. As you can see here, I'm going to get the wire sorted out and the switch installed into that. So at the end of this stage, it's going to look just like that there. Nice big section, the battery box. You see the switch there as well. And once again, we've just got a couple of small details to put together first, which look like this for the base. And we have a top which we push down like that. That's going to put those into place there. These are going to be going onto the side of the battery box. Just do the other one here. There's 2 of these. These are just going to go into the side of the battery box just here. And they're going to be held in from the underside with BP screws. Always find, put the screw throughs first on these ones. Just so it comes all the way through. That's going to help line this up. And that will put it in nice and straight there, as you can see. Just do the same on the other side. A little bit easier this side is. Perfect. And there you go. They're both in. So, going to mount the switch now. The switch is actually just going into the hole that you can see at the bottom there. And what we want is the two wires to be closest to this semicircular here. So it's going to go in this way. Get it fed in like that. That's held in with two SP screws. Again, tiny screws these are. So one in that side. And I'll stand it up because that switch is poking through that hole. And one in the other side. Make sure that's nice and tight. As you can see, on, off. That's perfect. Switch is working perfect. We're just going to keep this outside of the car at the moment because that's all there is to do in that stage. Stage 47, here we go. We've got all the wires coming in. Now, all the wires are actually already pre-put onto the circuit board here, but we do have some other wires which are going to connect into the ends there, like you can see there. So, quite a lot of wires to put in. We're going to mount the circuit board, so at the end, it's going to look like that. And boy, there's a lot of wires. I have to say, I didn't actually know there was electrics in this. Oh dear. Okay, because obviously as we've been putting things together, I haven't put any switches or anything in, so I just naturally assumed there wasn't. So I actually thought the wires are in here. They're not. We're going to have to put these in. So again, shows what I know. I just open these boxes up and get on with it without even looking at the instructions. That's how I roll. Now, if you get your magnifying glasses on the circuit board, it does tell you what letters are around there, but you really are going to focus with your eyes here. So what I'm going to do is just match them up, having it this way round, and hopefully you'll be able to follow along with me. So the first one I've got is C. So looking at the board, C is just over this side, over here. So again, make sure I've got it round the right way, and push the first lead in like that. Next lead I've got is B. I'm doing this in no particular order. B is this one down the bottom here. B is actually a switch. That's that one in. Then I've got A. Again, just looking at the board. A is on the other side of this one, just here. Perfect. Then I've got F. F is right in the corner over this side, just here. Then I've got G. G is just above it. In the top corner over here. Then I've got E. Narrowing it down now, so we should be able to find these easier. Is just over this side here. Two more to put in. I've got D. Which is just in the middle. The very centre plug. And finally I've got H. Which is a very long wire. It's longer than the other wires. And H is just down this side here. Now everything has got a plug in except for P. Which is coming from your battery box here. So I'm going to put that one in as well. There we go, and all of the wires are now in place. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to feed all of these wires just out the front, like this. So that I can actually just put this into this cavity in front of the switch here. So this, just going to keep the wire for the switch out the way of this. Because this is just going to fit into this cavity here. pretty much like that. Now we want to hold these wires in with two of these sticky cables. We've got a sticky labels that we've got here. So I'll get the first one out. That one's just going to go across the motherboard onto the battery box. And then the second one here is just going to hold the power cable that's coming from the terminals here of the battery in place and keeping that section nice and flat. Perfect. So now that looks just like that, and that is all there is to do in that stage. So on the last stage now, we've got plenty of wires again here, which we're going to be adding to the wires that are inside the battery box here. We're going to be mounting the battery box by the look of it once all of these wires have been attached, as you can see. So by the end of it, once that's in, turn the page, it's going to look just like that. So all I'm going to do is add these cables to the extensions here. So I've got C first, so I'll find C, which is here, and link these two together just like that. I've also got a green and white cable here. This is G, so again that's going to match up with the cable G here, which again is green and white. That's this one just at the top. Put them together. I've got a D cable, which is blue and white, and there's the blue and white match for it. So that's going to go in there. And then I've got F, which once again is just going into F here. So that's all of those cables in place. I will tidy those up afterwards. But we're now going to mount this into the car. So I do want to make sure that that's sitting flat in there. Just looking at how these wires are going to trunk out to here, this can't really go on this side. That would look silly if it goes on that side because the wires are coming out here. So I'm going to put this into the cavity on the other side. Again, I don't know if that's right, but that makes a hell of a lot more sense putting it there than where it was before. So all the wires are coming out this side. Then this is going to go on top, this way round, just like that there. And that's held in with CM screws. Just need two screws here, one in this side. Perfect, that's in place. Gonna go get some batteries. Okay, so make sure this is off. I'm gonna put these batteries in. Okay, so let's turn this on. And as you can see, we get two lights come on straight away. Now, if I operate, I'm guessing these are door catches here. We've got one and two of those. They both need to be activated at the same time for the interior lights to come on, or to go off. And as you can see, the interior lights are off. When I release them, they come on. So that's the doors open. That's the doors closed. So that one works. We've got a switch here, which I'm guessing is probably headlights. Not sure, but that's where we press that. As you can see, all the lights come on there. I'm guessing they're going to be dashboard lights, so that's good. Just turn that one off. And I do have one more switch, which is the brake switch here. So when this activates, as you can see, the brake lights come on. That's perfect. Oh, and I do have one switch here. Not sure what that one is. It should activate this light here. I don't even know what this light's for. But as you can see, that's a white light coming on like that. So, all the electrics work. I'm happy. Turn the light on. That's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. That was a short pack. It's shorter than I thought. But I will do the next box next week. So you'll be able to see the catch up for that. Now, just to let you know what's going on for the rest of the week. Tomorrow, there's no video during the day. But there's a special premiere of a new build tomorrow night. So you'll be able to check that out. You will see that on social media. And I'll also plug the invite in the community channel on the YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see that for yourself. Other than that, I am going to be live streaming on Thursday night. I'm going to be doing it from the Insomnia Gaming Festival with 1,500 people behind me. So I don't know how that's going to work out. So hopefully I've managed to sit down in time to get there for the live stream. But you'll, again, just have to play it by ear when that comes around. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.